Hey, it's Andrea. So we're going to dive into the mind movie, and we're going to start with creating your perfect day. The more we impress the subconscious mind, the more we are reprogramming, rewiring the brain to create a new reality. So I found a study. I'm going to start with a really cool study. I'm going to share my screen. And in this study, this is from the Journal of Scientific Exploration, and this is 1995 Society for Scientific Exploration. They took a robot and they made it into they programmed it to be they programmed it to be a random event generator. So what that means is that this robot would do a random movement randomly. So it would like move to the left, and then it would move to the right, and then it would move to the left, and then it would move to the right. And it was like 50-50. It would move to the left 50% of the time, it would move to the right 50% of the time. So it's a random event generator. So they took this robot and they took little chicks, baby chickens, and they hatched these baby chickens, and they got the baby chickens to imprint on the robot. So they call it this right here, a tachoscope is what they called it, but it's a robot, and they imprinted these baby chicks thinking that this robot was their mom. And what happened is it was found that the tachoscope spent 2.5 times longer on the half of the surface closer to the chicks compared to its motion when the cage was empty. Using chicks that had not been conditioned to adopt the robot as their mother, the robot moved in its normal random motion. It seemed, therefore, that the effect on the tachoscope depends more on the conditioning of the baby birds than on some common biological mechanism. So this is huge. This is huge because this shows that consciousness has a direct effect on matter. And what this shows is that if these little chickens, these little baby chicks, have an effect on this random event generator, this robot, and it's causing this robot to spend 2.5 times longer on one side of the surface, closer to the chicks, these chicks were in cages. Just imagine the potential. Just imagine your potential, our potential that we have to affect matter and to affect our reality. All right, so let's go a little further into the study and keep going. So this is the robot right here. This is the random event generator. And then this is one chick right here in a cage. And the robot, this is just explaining like the protocol, the results. I'm going to get to that. So these are the results right here. Okay, so this is really exciting. So the average value of X on 15 chicks. Okay, so this is with the chicks, this top one here. And then this is the average value on X on control trials, this bottom one here. So you see how this one is like 50-50? Like it's pretty balanced. Like both sides are balanced, right? They look balanced. They look pretty balanced. It's pretty 50-50. Now look at this. This is not 50-50. This is not balanced. This is favoring this side. This is favoring this side of the motion. So 15 chicks were able to influence this random event generator and get this random event generator to favor this side of the of the they had like a little platform, and the random event generator would roll around, and it was rolling over to where the chicks were, and moving on that side of where the chicks were. So much more, so much more. So this is actually how much more? A lot. Like, it didn't even go over to the left side really at all. Like, it all went to the right side. This is the exact movement of the random event generator. This is the exact movement of that robot. And the chicks were over here on this side in like a cage. They were over here on this side in a cage. But look at this, like, really take some time and look at this. Without the chicks being over here on this side, this robot covers this whole area. It covers this whole area 50-50 randomly. But with the chicks on this side, and this was experiment number 35 on 15 chicks, with the tachoscope went towards the cage containing the chicks. Look at this. I mean, if baby chicks can get this robot to stay on this side of them, just imagine the possibilities. So here's the key with this. The key is that you have to have intention with this, because there's another part of this study that I highlighted. If they put candles on the robot, and they did all kinds of experiments with candles, without candles, but they did one with a candle. They put a candle on the robot, and if the light given out by the candle is not sufficient, the chicks tend to fall asleep in the dark. In that case, they seem to push away the tachoscope, perhaps because the light hinders them from sleeping. So the chicks were being hindered by the candle, by the light on the robot. So the intention of the chicks changed. The intention was not to have the robot come close to them. Now it was to have the robot go away from them. So what did the robot do? The robot went away from them. And this is a random event generator. So this means that it's a 50-50 movement. But in this situation, the robot moved away from the chicks, no longer 50-50, no longer random. The chick's intention, the chick's intentions, the chick's emotions, feelings, the strong intention is what is affecting this robot, this random event generator. And this is just one study of multiple studies that I found, and I'll share with you guys in another segment. But this is the power of your intention and your emotions. And I wanted to show this to you guys before we go into the perfect day, because the more you look at this, the more you review this information, the more we keep impressing the subconscious mind with this information, the more meaning you apply to what we're doing. And the stronger meaning you have, the stronger intention you will have, and the stronger intention you will set. And intention is everything. Intention is what is making the random event generator no longer be random. So intention is what is making the particles, the wave, no longer be random. The wave is collapsing into particles that match your intention. And the subconscious mind is the one who is collapsing these waves into particles. So we're going to impress the subconscious mind with a mind movie. We're going to do this mind movie during meditation, while you're in a trance hypnotic state, while you're in that low, very slow brainwave. The same slow brainwave that impressed the subconscious mind and created the personality, the personal reality that you're living in today. So we're going to dive into the perfect day. So I came up with some questions. I came up with some journal prompts and some questions to really get the creative juices, to get the creative process, to really get this going. And I want you to have fun with this. I want you to really enjoy this. And if you feel resistance while you're doing this, see if you can shift from that resistance. Maybe change the word. Maybe go at it from a different angle. Maybe change the whole sentence. Maybe change the whole journal prompt. We want to make this fun. We want to make this enjoyable. We want to get in a state of love and gratitude while doing this. So, okay, so here are the questions. And the whole idea behind this is, if you were to wake up and it was your perfect day, what would that look like? What would that feel like? What would that smell like? What would it sound like? What would it taste like? We're really getting those emotions going. Because remember, it's the emotions behind the intention that changed that random event generator. Okay, that changed the outcome of that robot. And that was our little baby chicks. So you are so much more powerful. So powerful. Okay. All right. So what time do I get up? That's the first one. So what time do you get up? And if you want to change that, change it. If there's resistance around it, change it. Get creative. This is just to get you going. This is just to spark some ideas. But what time do you get up? What would I do when I get up? So what would you do when you get up? What's the first thing you would do? And when you're answering these questions, really write down all the senses, because the senses will help to create the emotion and to help to transport you there and to really get you feeling it, really get you feeling this. So the next one, what would I take part in? Would it be a sport? Would it be a hobby? Where would I live? What would I see around me? Who's in my life? And if you're going through these journal prompts and you see one that you want to expand on, like if you know that you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for your perfect match. So who's in my life? So really expand on that. Go into that. How do they make you feel? What do they do? What do they say? What are their characteristics? What is their personality? Really expand on that and go into the feelings on how it's gonna make you feel. What do I do each day? What do you do each day? How many hours am I working on my projects each day? What hobbies do I have? What will I see, hear, feel, smell, taste each day? So feel free to pause, feel free to rewind, feel free to pause, journal, take a break, come back. Feel free to do whatever you feel is intuitively right for you in this process. And once you have answered these questions, write them into a paragraph. And you want to write it as if. You want to write it in the present tense. So I get up at 8 a.m. And what I do when I get up, the first thing I do is I walk to my balcony and I open my sliding glass doors and I am feeling the ocean breeze brush against my face, and I smell the ocean And I look out over my balcony and I'm seeing orange and pink and vibrant colors of the sun rising. And I notice the birds, the seagulls, the pelicans. And I'm smiling and I'm breathing it in. And I'm in such gratitude and such joy for this beautiful day. And you keep going just like that. You keep going just like that. And you keep writing and letting all the senses, all the feelings, all the sensations come to you. And you really breathe it in and you are experiencing it as you're writing it. And you're feeling it as you're writing it. And the interesting thing about this is because conscious is non-local, you're actually not in your body. Your body is in your consciousness. You're there. You're in the event. You're there. You're not physically there, but your consciousness is there. And consciousness is really the truth, right? The illusion is the matter. The illusion is actually popping in and out of existence. So it's all a hologram. It's all an illusion. So by you doing this activity, by you doing this process, and you really getting into this and really feeling it and really enjoying it and feeling good as you're doing it and letting your mind take you on this journey, you are living this perfect day and your brain is rewiring the circuits and it's creating these new neural pathways because your brain doesn't know the difference of you actually being there or not. All it knows is that you're sending it these emotions, you're sending it these feelings, and the brain doesn't know, is it reality? Is it not reality? It doesn't know. So by you sending it these emotions, sending it these feelings, you're starting to you're conditioning the brain. You're creating these new neural pathways, these new neurosynaptic connections. And the same thing with the body. Same thing with the body. The body doesn't know if you're really there or if you're in your bedroom imagining you're there. All it knows is that it's getting the same feel, it's getting the feeling, it's getting the emotion. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. So get started on that, do the journal prompts. If you want to send me your paragraph or two, or maybe it's a page, maybe it's a few pages for you, whatever it is for you. If you want to send it to me, send it to me. But this is what I want you guys to get started on right now. So get started on it. And we're going to do this in the meditation. We're going to start meditating with this as well. Okay, we're gonna put this in a mind movie and we're going to start meditating with this. All right, I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I will see you guys later. Bye.